Thanks for joining us today here at the Movie Geeks Point of View. This is our very first video. We weren't actually going to do any videos until January, but we really just wanted to get something out for Christmas. So this is just going to be a really quick one today. I'm your host Ryan Martin, and I am joined today by Ali McLaren.
What's up, guys?
So we're going to make it nice and simple today. We're going to just go through a couple of Christmas movies that we like, and then we're going to give you a couple that we don't like. We will say more likes than dislikes, because it's the season to be jolly, not the season to rip Christmas a new arsehole. So we're going to start with that. So Ali, can you name one Christmas movie that you really enjoy?
The first one right away is the classic A Christmas Carol, and the most recent adaptation of it that was that starred as directed by Robert Zemeckis, who directed the Back to the Future trilogy. It is an absolutely awesome adaptation of the film. You have the likes of Jim Carrey and Gary Oldman playing like these multiple parts because they use a technology called like a different kind of CGI. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I'd definitely give it a 5 out of 5 for film. One of the best films I've ever seen.
Just Christmas-wise or in general?
It's just Christmas-wise, yeah. Christmas-wise, one of the best Christmas films ever.
Fair enough. Well, for the first Christmas movie I love, sticking with a kind of similar theme to yours, is Scrooged, which is another telling of the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol. However, it's set in the 80s and got a bit of a twist. It's not actually about the Charles Dickens book. It's Bill Murray is the lead character who runs a television company, and his television station are actually making a Christmas Carol for Christmas Eve. Meanwhile, he is visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present and future, and it is just hilarious. I love Bill Murray. I will watch Bill Murray in anything. I think the guy is a comedy genius, and this is possibly one of the funniest Christmas movies I've ever seen. Have you seen it yourself?
I have. I actually have got it on DVD myself, and I have to say, for a Christmas Carol adaptation, it is really, really funny. Actually, from a Bill Murray's comedy standpoint, of course.
Bill Murray is just a legend, though. So I mean, I don't think you could pick a Bill Murray film. Actually, there's Garfield.
I can't actually. No.
Bill Murray's always good, although Garfield sucked. But Bill Murray is just a great comedic actor, and that's just a fact. It's an unarguable fact. So, your second Christmas movie then, Ali?
My second Christmas movie, and people will, I think, agree with me here, Home Alone. I mean, it's from 1990. It's one of the all-time classics of a young kid. I mean, I don't even need to tell people the story. They know the story, but those that don't, I mean, about an eight-year-old boy who is left in his home Chicago suburbs by his family, and two burglars try to rob his house, and this 8-year-old gets the better of two fully grown men. And it's absolutely brilliant family film. Really a worthwhile watch on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day even.
It's funny that you say it, because it's a family film without any family in it. They're only in the very first scene and the very end. He's got his mum throughout, but you know he's left on his own. But I do agree with you. It is just such a good movie, and the second one is fantastic as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they've tried to push the boat out, and they actually went for a third, a fourth, and they've even went for a fifth TV film in the States as well. And they are just bad, really, really bad.
I haven't seen the fifth one, but I actually went to see the third at the cinema. I remember when it came out, I was really excited for it. Because I was like, Home Alone 3, it's going to be amazing. I didn't care that it wasn't Macaulay Culkin at the time. I just thought, a third Home Alone film, how could it not be good? And then
Yeah, it was
my, my,
terrible.
my dreams were crushed in the cinema on that day, I have to say. Even as a kid, I knew that was a bad, bad movie. I don't think I've seen the fourth one, but
The fourth one is actually uh, Mac, it's the McAllister story again, but it's all different actors, and you have somebody playing. You don't have the original actor playing Marv, obviously, but they've gotten this actor who's playing Marv, and he's in the same get-up as what Harry was in the first film. It's just like, well, it looked wrong, and
I forget
the
which one was Marv and which one was Harry. Who was Joe Pesci? Joe
uh,
Pesci was one and Daniel Stern was the
Joe
other.
Pesci was Harry, and Marv was the
Daniel
original
Stern.
Marv was played
Daniel
by.
Stern.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But they were both fantastic in the first two. And
Oh yeah, and
so was Macaulay
the
Culkin.
second one is unbelievable. I mean, I know it's not on the list, but in the second one where Macaulay Culkin is throwing just bricks at Marv and Harry dodges them each time. I mean, in all honesty, that guy is going to need some serious seeing to after that amount of bricks hitting his head. Like,
I
no
don't
word of
know
a
if
lie.
you've seen it, but there's actually a video on YouTube. I can't remember the people who made it either, but it has like in movies, how many times would this person really have died? And they made one for the first two Home Alone films, and it counts how many times Macaulay Culkin actually killed Harry and Marv in the movie, and it's actually really
Brilliant.
funny, and it's got like I think it's meant to be a real doctor who's like telling you all the injuries they would have got from these things. And I think it turned out that like, they both died about 13 times between the two films.
Well, definitely from the snip of a rope when they're trying to get across to get him in the treehouse, and he cuts the rope, and the two of them just go smack right into the house. I mean that is going to be some serious sore time there. Uh,
That's
n-
gonna hurt.
never mind getting a blooming snow shovel smacked across your face, like I mean you're done after that completely. You know.
Well, we'll move on because I feel we could actually talk about Home Alone for far
Ages and
too long.
ages.
Aye. So we'll move on. So the next Christmas movie I really enjoy, which I know you're not a fan of this one, is actually Jingle All The Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, I don't like that, but that's entirely your call, like you know.
The reason I really like it, I saw it when I was a kid and I absolutely loved it, but it's got all these cool things in it. Like one, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, and at the time, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the man. Even now, I will go see most things with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Two, you've got a scene where he fights a whole bunch of guys dressed up as Santa, and that's just fun. Three, the humor in it works really well, or most of the humor in it works really well. And four, it's not about Santa Claus or, you know, a lot of these things that other Christmas movies are about. It's about him just trying to buy a toy on Christmas Eve. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. We've all tried to go shopping on Christmas Eve and just been like, it's been ridiculous. And it's so good. And then the toy's this cool superhero called Turbo Man. Who doesn't like that? I would have loved the Turbo Man toy when I was a kid. I would have loved one. But never got one. I don't know if they actually released them or not.
I
But
don't think they did. No.
but everything about that movie I thought was hilarious, and he was just trying to get like his competition was it the mailman, and you know there's a
Yes,
bit where
yes.
the
The
mailman
actor
like
Sinbad.
yeah, and he pulls out a letter, and he's like, "There's a bomb in this." You know, it wasn't a letter; it was like a package he just picked from the mail. Eh? He's like, "There's a bomb in this. I've got a bomb," and everybody's panicking, and it turned out it was something stupid. I can't remember what it was, but you know, someone sending their family a present for Christmas, and then he does the same thing later on in the movie, and it turns out it actually is a bomb, and he's shocked, and he's like, "People are sick, man." He's like, "What's wrong with people?" And it is so a
I
really funny
actually have a
moment.
little bit of news for you. They do actually have on and Amazon just now. They do have a Turbo Man action figure.
Did you just look that up right now?
I just looked that up right now. Yeah.
And they've got a Turbo Man action figure.
Yep. From Jingle All The Way. It is $280 though.
Oh, I'm not paying $280 for
Ah.
a Turbo Man action figure. Had it not been, it would probably be one of the Spanish ones from the movie as well. You know.
Yeah, the one that didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, saying it's turbo time in Spanish.
That's right. That's right. I'm going now. I am starting to remember the film, unfortunately, for myself.
I can't believe you didn't enjoy it. I thought it was a really fun movie.
I think it was a time where Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, don't get me wrong, he was still the man up until this point, but he was sort of like dying. It was sort of like dying down for him, and it was just like, for me, Jingle All the Way was just like, is it? He was.
You think it was a nail in the coffin, do you?
Yeah. Well, Junior certainly was. I don't know about it. I know Junior and Jingle All the Way for Arnold Schwarzenegger just didn't do it for me. That and Kindergarten Cop as well. That was just bad.
Again, I really liked Kindergarten Cop. I think it might be more of a nostalgia thing, but
Yeah.
I would say kids would definitely like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, a lot of kids under 10 would probably enjoy it. Yeah.
Under 10. I
Uh,
still enjoy it. If you slam that movie on, I will watch it. But, right, Ali, can we get your third choice for
yeah.
a good Christmas movie?
This one's actually a little one that I remember from when I was a kid. It's another TV film, but it's called The Little Match Girl. It's all about this wee angel basically coming down from heaven and trying to help society in the late 40s, early 50s, and she's trying to help people where she can. She knows she's an angel, and the way that she charges herself is to light a match, basically. And she ends up helping out this wealthy family get back together again after being broken up after so many years. It stars, for those that don't know, it stars William Daniels, who was Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World, and the voice of Kit in the original Knight Rider. And it also, the little match girl herself was played by Keisha Knight Pullman, who starred in the Cosby Show.
I've never
Uh,
seen it.
You've never seen it? Oh,
I've never seen
it's
it.
again, it's a family. It's one of those family films that you'd remember that sticks in the back of your mind when you're a kid, and it's not too mushy. It's just an overall nice family Christmas film, basically. You know.
Fair enough. Uh, we'll move on then, will we? Considering I can't really put much input into that one. But I will have to try and check it out
I
at some
think
point.
you could probably try and find it in either Netflix or YouTube. Definitely.
Well, I might have to have a look for it tomorrow, but with tomorrow being Christmas Eve, so you know it's could happen. So okay, my third choice then for a Christmas movie is quite a strange one. I mean, not strange in the sense that it's rare. A lot of people have seen it. It's just generally strange, and it is A Nightmare Before Christmas by Tim Burton.
I do like that. I do like that film
It's
very much.
you know it's quite creepy, especially if you're a kid. It's very creepy. Where Jack, the King of Skeleton Town, and Jack the Pumpkin King, kidnaps Santa Claus because he decides he wants to have Christmas for himself and for Halloween Town. And turns out the residents of Halloween Town cannot do Christmas well. But it's really pretty to look at. It's strange, but it looks fantastic. It was a really unique idea. It's Tim Burton, and well, I mean, it's just an animated version of exactly what you would expect from Tim Burton, and it's got quite a few catchy musical numbers. Personally myself, as soon as I hear someone say "What's this?" I start quoting Jack the Pumpkin King. I'm like, "What's this? What's this?" The song with the boogeyman after he's got Santa Claus tied up and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, it is a strange one, but I really enjoy it personally. I would completely understand why some people wouldn't like it, but personally, I think it's a good Christmas movie. What do you think?
Like I say, I've not seen it in donkey years, but it's one of those films that you're never ever gonna forget about. Uh,
That's true.
just and the best it is to, I mean, even parents would be comfortable about actually letting their kid sit down and watch this film. I mean, even though it's a dark Tim Burton film, but it's perfectly good for the young kids to watch. Definitely. Uh, in fact, yeah, so much so considering it's owned by Disney now, I believe. So it's definitely
It
kiddie
is. It
friendly.
is definitely suitable for kids. I just think some kids might find it scary. Um, like younger children might find it scary. Not like 12-year-olds or that. They'll be fine. I'm talking,
Yeah,
young kids might find it a bit creepy, but
yeah.
I think it's very good, and I could totally understand why they'd see it as creepy. I mean, it's about a skeleton who kidnaps Santa Claus. That's not your average Christmas movie's story.
The way that the Santa Claus was animated in this film, it's it's a real good rendition of how Santa Claus should be. A lot of films get it wrong, but this one actually managed to get it right.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I know we said we'd only mention three movies each. Uh, to more of a time thing. We're both kind of busy. It's a couple of days before Christmas, but I would like to mention one other film, if you don't mind, just quickly, because when I was writing the three films down, I was going to mention. I thought I'll write them down, and then I know what films I'm going to talk about. And I could not leave this film off the list, although it is very rare. In fact, I think it may have been made to go straight to television. Um, and it's called The Flint Street Nativity. Have you seen it?
No, I've never heard of that in my life,
No,
buddy. No.
it is very rare, but it's a British film, and it's full of British comedians like Jack D and the guy who played Rodney in Only Fools and Horses.
Mhm.
Is it Nicholas Line? I can't. I'm not even going to try and say his name. I can't remember it. But it is full of British comedians, and it is about these children who are making the nativity play, in primary school.
Uh huh.
But the children are all played by the comedians, so it's adults playing little kids, and so in order to do it, they build all the scenery and everything bigger to make the adults look really small. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is very funny. If you get the chance, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's called the Flint Street Nativity. Now, it is about an hour and a half, maybe just less than that, maybe about an hour 20 minutes. And it was made for, or at least I think it was made for a direct-to-television release. And I just happened to catch it on television the night it actually came out. But since then, it's came out on DVD, and I got it, and I watch it almost every Christmas. So I would strongly recommend it. Like I say, it's about them doing the Christmas nativity, but it's all adults playing kids, and it is very funny. It's all British comedians and that. Definitely worth you checking out.
One of the, if you don't mind, I'd like to throw one last one in there
Oh,
as well.
please, if you want to, yeah.
It's in fact, it's kind of a tie. It's kind of a tie actually between two. It's it's not A Wonderful Life. People will be glad to know. It's actually a tie between National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Santa Claus the movie that stars Dudley Moore in the Santa Claus and Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation, respectfully. And I just think that those two films are absolutely amazing. Chevy Chase playing Clark Griswold. It's A Christmas Vacation, and it's just one of those films that is just like funny as hell. And I mean, a little no, a little Easter egg for this. It's actually got Johnny Killick who plays Rusty in it. He actually grows up to be in The Big Bang Theory. Uh, so it's and it has a young Juliette Lewis, and of course Beverly D'Angelo's in that as well. And as for the Santa Claus movie, it's just about how Santa Claus became Santa Claus, basically. And it is one of those lovely, lovely films that still stands the test of time. So much so that it is released every time this year, this time of year. Uh, just a great, great film overall. Both Lapoon and the Santa movie are just absolutely amazing.
Well, what we'll do now is we'll move on quickly to some Christmas movies that actually suck. Go in the other direction. Christmas movies that make you want to fill a stocking full of lumps of coal and beat the shit out of Santa with. So, what's your first Christmas movie that you cannot stand?
My first film that I cannot stand, and I know you're going to disagree with me here, but I just can't stand Elf. As you know, I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. I have actually sat down and gave it a chance. Just is not
What is it
singing.
specifically about Elf that you dislike?
Just all. Just I just don't find it funny. I just don't find it funny at all. Uh, I mean, the only thing that I actually like about it is that it's got James Cain in the film, and he plays his dad. Uh, you know, that's the only thing that I like about it.
Fair play. Uh,
Unfortunately,
I personally quite enjoy it. It wasn't good enough to make it into one of the four films I mentioned. I would much rather watch any of the four and a couple of the ones you mentioned as well. But I still think it's not a bad film. I think it's funny in bits. The scene where he's having the snowball fight and he's just throwing them total rapid is, I think, quite enjoyable. But I don't blame you for not liking it. I don't blame you for not liking Will Ferrell. He's quite an acquired taste, I think. He's got like one track humour and that's it. You either like it or you
yeah,
don't. There's not much in
definitely,
between
yeah.
with him. So I won't argue too much about it. The first Christmas movie I cannot stand, and I genuinely mean it when I say I cannot stand this film, is The Grinch, Who Stole
Yeah,
Christmas,
with
or
Jim
whatever
Carrey.
the full title is. Yeah, with Jim Carrey, I cannot stand it. Um, I just think everything about it is wrong. Uh, I don't find it funny, even a little bit, and it is meant to be. I think they just beat you over the head so much with Christmas spirit that it makes me want to forget Christmas altogether. I don't think
Uh-huh.
Christmas movies should make you want to pretend Christmas doesn't exist, but it really does. Then the fact that they make everything rhyme, that's just annoying. But what's worse is because they can't rhyme a lot of it, they just make words up. And that pisses me off. There's a lot of words out there. If you can't rhyme it with something, change it. Now, I know it's because they're trying to do it on the old, is it Lemony Snicket book or whoever, Dr. Zeus. I think it was Dr. Zeus who wrote it. And Dr. Zeus, the book rhymed. But no, I just think it's awful. And then there's the fact that they keep mentioning that the Grinch has a hairy face, when you can clearly see he doesn't have any hair on his face. Sure, he's got some big sideburns, but they're talking about his beard that's non-existent. Uh, I just think it's really bad, and Jim Carrey's overacting in it is horrible. don't get me wrong, he overacts in everything, but in a lot of films I love it, like Liar Liar and stuff like that. Love it. What do you think of the Grinch?
I totally agree with you though. The Grinch, I've sat and watched it with my nephew a couple of times, and it is a bad film. Like, there's no doubt about it. Worst of it is as well, the Grinch was a popular cartoon.
It
It
was.
was
I like the cartoon.
in
I've
its
seen the
heyday.
cartoon and I like it. I just
And
cannot
in
stand the
all,
movie.
they should have kept it an animated film, definitely.
So, is there any other Christmas movies that you really can't stand that you feel you need to mention right now?
The Santa Claus 3. Now, not
Is that
to
the
be
one with Jack Frost?
yes,
Is Tim Allen plays Santa Claus?
yes.
I believe enough has been said about that already. We should not acknowledge that movie's existence.
Well, see, I liked Tim Allen's first Santa Claus. I thought it was a really, really good, up-to-date version.
Yeah,
I
I
liked,
enjoyed it at all. As well, he killed Santa, didn't he?
yeah, that's
And
right. Santa
then
fell
he
off his
became
roof.
Santa. Yeah, the first one was not bad.
The second was half and half, but the third one was just absolutely dire
Garbage.
garbage,
Garbage. Yeah.
utter garbage, and it was the point of what exactly were they thinking, you know? And also putting Martin Short in as Jack Frost and making him be the baddie of it all was just like, you're not. This is not funny. You're not
Been on
convincing me
quite a
here
few films
at
together
all.
though, so it was he's just what he put his friends in it, and it's a shame when it's such a bad movie. He shouldn't bring his friend down with him.
No, and yet Tim Allen has been said he is one of the best TV actors of that past generation of the '90s as well, and he got the chance to do something really magical of being an up-to-date Santa Claus, and it kind of fell flat on his face a little bit, you know. Uh,
Well,
but these
Home
things happen.
Improvement was fantastic, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
let's not get into talking about Home Improvement, or again we'll be here all day. There's one other film, Christmas film, I need to mention as being truly awful. I just saw it recently. Uh, I had to go and see it with someone, and that was the Nativity 3. Dude, where's my donkey?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. The trailer put me off big time.
Oh,
Right away.
I will say it is possibly the worst Christmas movie I've ever seen. Um, Made the Santa Claus 3 look like a cinematic masterpiece. It was just awful. I'd actually even say it was worse than The Grinch. The Grinch annoys me more because I've seen it more times, and The Grinch is from a cartoon that I actually liked.
Yeah.
Well, the cartoon's from a book, but I never read the book. I saw the cartoon, and I actually enjoyed the cartoon, and then I hated the movie. So The Grinch annoys me more. But this one, it was just ridiculous. You know, a school trip, and the teacher gets amnesia and loses the donkey, and the kids have to save the day. No, worst film ever. Everything in it was bad. There was not a single redeemable thing about this movie. So I would like to strongly advise anyone who may watch this not to see that film under any circumstances. And that's really all I can say about it. It was painful to watch.
Bad.
Yeah, and I've seen some rubbish. I've seen some rubbish films that I've had to go see, but this one took the cake. Just terrible. So yeah, any films you'd like to give a quick shout out to without actually discussing in any detail? Just name drop it if you like it or hate it.
Yeah. There is actually one little one that I remember and I liked. It's another rendition of Christmas Carol. In fact, it's
Muppets.
called No, well, the Muppets is in there as well, actually. The
The
Muppet
Muppets Christmas Carol was really good.
Muppet Christmas Carol and Mickey's Christmas Carol as well. Uh, it had Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales in it, and it was a brilliant little animated film. But also, I've just recently saw it as well as Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. I've, I'm a fan of Vince Vaughn, but not a fan of Will Ferrell, which is strange because they're in that same group. But I just thought it was a really, really funny film. Uh, and just that's all I can really say on that as a couple of
One
films
other
just there.
Christmas movie I'd recommend adults should check out would be Bad Santa. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of all in the title. About a department store Santa who's a little bit bad. Anything to say on that one? Have you seen it? What do you think?
I haven't seen it. No, it never appealed to me at all.
Anyway, that's pretty much it from us. So if you have stuck with us and saw our good and bad Christmas movies, thanks a lot for sticking about. We hope you enjoy your Christmas and have a good New Year. Thanks a lot for joining us at the Movie Geeks Point of View again. I've been Ryan. He's been Ali. Have a good Christmas, guys. Bye.